every single day is different in real estate investing. Every single situation is different, and you can't prepare for them all. But one thing you can do is, assess all the facts, then come up with a solution, problem solve, and move on. All right, guys, welcome to another episode of The Report Saturday edition. And I got my co-host today, Miss Alex Johnson. Alex, welcome to the show.
Thank you. How's it going?
It's going really good. We got some sunshine here in San Diego. And the weather report for this weekend is clear and sunny. So I'm really excited about it. With all the rain we've been having over the last few months, excited for a little sunshine. What about you?
Yeah, it'll be good. I'm be here tonight. I think I'm going to head out to my parents this weekend in Arizona. They've been watching my dog because we've been in Cabo.
I'm going to
go get him, bring him back. It's time.
We miss Pino in the office.
I know, it's not the same.
Pino's a Boston Terrier.
Yeah.
And is like the chillest office dog ever. So we
miss him.
Yeah. By the way, Cabo retreat went really well.
Yes.
We went down there 4 days, Thursday through Sunday last weekend. About 40 members, 40 of us, mastermind members. Some of their spouses came down. It was such a good time. The team is down there, and wow, it was for me. I think the biggest takeaway was I just realized, man, I'm so grateful to be surrounded by like so many inspiring people in this community that we built, and it was cool to see them like really bonding with each other and building like meaningful relationships.
Yeah, that was awesome. You never really know when you get like a group of a bunch of different people together that don't know each other. Like everyone comes from different backgrounds, different walks of life, all throughout the country. And it was really cool to see. I think everyone had, meaningful one-on-ones with everyone else. Like it wasn't like clicky or groups. Like everyone really got to know each other. And it was just great to see that so many people that are so different can all come together and have a great time, and also realize like maybe they're more alike than they think. So it was really great to see. It was really special.
Yeah. And thank you, by the way, for planning a lot of this stuff. Like the excursions all went really smoothly. All the dinners were awesome. We had the private yacht that we took out on Friday, I believe it was. The little sunset cruise. Went out to the Rock there. The ATV and tequila tasting was fun. And then I think the highlight was the dance party there on the last night after dinner. We all went to this rooftop in Cabo, and a lot of the members were just ripping it on the dance floor. Shout out to Liz. She was getting down. Shane was doing the robot. It was like so much fun.
Yeah, it was cool. It was my first time in Cabo, so I did not know what to expect. We did not know it was spring break, so that was an interesting surprise. Mm-hmm. But nonetheless, beautiful weather, great company, and it turned out perfect. So appreciate everyone who came out, some as far as the East Coast. So that was cool.
Yeah, that was cool. And another note, we were supposed to be closing today on the Bodega Bay Inn and Suites, or I believe Bodega Coast Inn and Suites. I don't even know the name because we're going to rebrand it. It's going to be Hotel Dega for Bodega Bay. But anyways, we were supposed to be closing on it today. 44 units, waterfronts up in Sonoma Coast, wine country. But we decided to walk all the units on Wednesday because there was a lot of heavy rain in California 6 weeks ago. This property's kind of been half shut down. The seller's been checked out for a couple of months now. And we thought, you know what? There hasn't been a lot of activity on the property. Let's go walk this thing and make sure that none of the units have water damage before we close. And so Shane gets up there on Wednesday afternoon, and we discover there's water damage in 4 of the rooms. And we're like, okay, you know what? We're not going to close on Friday. We need to get our remediation team up there, get our public adjuster up there. They're going to go up there on Monday and test the walls and the ceilings for moisture, mold, and kind of get a better idea of exactly what's going on and exactly what this is going to cost us. So we can go back and renegotiate with the seller. It's funny because the broker said yesterday, he's like, hey, the seller wants you guys to close on Friday. He'll like give you guys another discount if you guys can just close. And we're like, yes, but it would be, at this point, it would be reckless behavior for us to close without knowing the extent of the water damage, because that stuff can add up quickly. And as we know, insurance companies, just because you're paying an insurance premium doesn't mean that they're going to necessarily pay out.
Yep.
And so we said, no, we got to extend this thing. We want to get our team up there and figure out exactly what's going on. And then hopefully we can create a win-win situation. The good news is, we're going to renovate the whole thing anyways. We're going to do a full renovation inside and out. So the property's going to be brand new anyways once we're done with the reno. But the good news is we'll likely get a even deeper discount than we're already getting.
That's amazing. Yeah, I'm glad you thought of that because I feel like you guys kind of just had the idea pop in your head. You know what? We've had all this crazy rain. It affected us in San Diego. And so luckily you guys thought to even do that. I think, otherwise it would have been a surprise after closing. So it's better to happen this way.
If you love real estate investing, passive income, and tax benefits, but don't have the time, my company, Summers Capital, is buying boutique hotels right now. We source the deals, we renovate the properties, and we even handle all the day-to-day management, making it truly hands-off for our investors. If you want to learn more to see if we can help you, visit summerscapital.com/invest to book a call with our team. Again, that's summerscapital.com/invest. Now back to the show.
Yeah, because, these other properties that you purchase, they're operating fully. And so you do the inspection, you get your property assessment report, and, you don't really need to worry about this stuff because of the property's operational. Well, in this case, it's kind of partially operating, and the innkeeper, who was really unfriendly, the one that has all these poor reviews against her, she actually passed away not too long ago. So I'm like, you know what? We got to get in there and see what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
Because that could be a really costly mistake if there was water damage. And sure enough, there was. And so, but you look at the bright side. I think the bright side is, hey, we're going to get an even deeper discount. This deal was initially marketed. It was marketed off market by the broker to just a select few buyers because this seller did not want the on-site staff, to know that it was being sold. To provide a little context, this property was built in 1988. The seller, the family who owns the property, they developed it back in 88. The father had passed away. A couple years back, the son took it over. And, the last year or so, they've just been severely underperforming, poor management, poor on-site staff. And, it shows, it's reflective of their numbers, and that's why we're able to get a discount on the property. So the initial pricing guidance was 13, and, got this thing under contract initially for 8, did a retrade for some items that popped up in due diligence. We got down to 7, and who knows, maybe now we knock a few $100,000 off in addition, we get it for like 6.6, 6.7, which would be a win. And I'm also thinking maybe we have some of the proceeds from sale in an escrow account for like 9 months post-close, maybe 6 months, so we have the ability to dip into it if needed, if insurance is not going to cover some of the costs.
Yeah.
So
it's a good idea.
That's what I'm kind of thinking. But I'm like, 44 units, waterfront, in Sonoma Coast. The appraisal came back at $10.6 million. So we're stepping into $3.6 million of instant equity gain. Stabilized value around 14. I wouldn't be surprised if we exit, down the road at 17, 18, 19, you know?
And yeah, I feel like there's always stuff that happens during closing, right?
Oh my gosh. Not every day's the same. At least all of our deals,
but there's always going to be something. It's more about like how you respond to it and how you react. Like there's bound to be stuff that happens. So, I mean, it's been such a crazy week, I think, just with the raise, and then, we had our meetup last night, and then like with this happening, like that was all happening on Wednesday, and it was just like such a hectic day. But I think the more deals that we do like this, just like the more like you get better and the team gets better at adapting and getting creative and just, figuring out a solution, because you're bound to have problems. So just kind of looking at like how can we react to this and adjust, and that's all you can do.
I agree. Every single day is different in real estate investing. Every single situation is different, and you can't prepare for them all. But one thing you can do is, assess all the facts and come up with a solution, problem solve, and move on. And that's what we do. And so, the same team that did the remediation at the Hotels in Del here in San Diego, we had some water damage 6 weeks ago. We trust them. They're in our personal circle. They're going to be flying up Monday morning, and so we can get a good opinion that we trust, and we'll use that to retrade with the seller. Seller's in a position to where he's got to get rid of this thing, and so I think we got some good leverage here, and so I think it's a win at the end of the day for us and our investors. But that said, we do have a couple investment opportunities left. We are down to the last 10% of this raise. For any of the folks that want to get in, this is the best time to get in because this will be the last asset that we buy in this fund. So the 3 assets are identified, stabilized, and then we have this last one, which I think is going to be the best deal out of the 4 deals in our fund. So if you want to get in, this is the best time to get in. We do have a couple spots left. You can go to summerscapital.com/invest, and the team would love to jump on a call with you. And we will be closing, looks like Thursday, maybe Friday of next week, and excited for it. But I think that concludes this edition of the Saturday edition. She's Alex Johnson. I'm Rich Summers. Listeners, thanks for tuning in. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and see you in the next episode. Peace.